Can we speed this up? I have a lunch reservation. Victoria Ashford, 23 years old, doesn't wait for an answer. She's scrolling through her phone, one leg crossed over the other, speaking to the bench like it's customer service. Judge Frank Caprio sets his pen down. Miss Ashford, this is a courtroom. Put the phone away and address the charges. In here. Isn't that enough? Her attorney David Hale stands quickly. Your Honor, my client is prepared to pay all applicable fines and resolve this matter today. Mr. Hale, sit down. This court is not a payment portal. The words are quiet, but they land hard. David Hale hesitates, then sits. Caprio taps his pen once. Officer Dantes, confirm we have the body cam audio cued. Yes, Your Honor. Good. Subscribe if you miss Judge Caprio. This one gets uncomfortable. The clerk steps forward. Docket 24 to 10847. Commonwealth vs. Victoria Marie Ashford. Charges: unauthorized use of disabled and van-accessible parking space. Destruction of a citation, failure to appear on 3 summon notices. Contempt for prior no-show, citation issued by Officer Leah Romano, parking enforcement on Wednesday at 9:42 a.m. Caprio leans forward. Miss Ashford, did you receive copies of the 3 summons notices mailed to your residence? My assistant handles mail. That's not what I asked. Did you receive them? I guess. You guess, Miss Reyes. D'Al have delivery confirmation? The clerk nods. Yes, Your Honor. 3 certified notices, all signed for at the defendant's address. Caprio flips a page. There's also a notation here, prior advisory from campus parking enforcement 14 months ago. Miss Ashford blocked a loading zone at Brown University for over an hour during a catering delivery. Not a criminal matter, but context for judgment. Miss Ashford, what happened in that incident? Victoria shrugs. I don't remember, probably nothing. The report says you told the attendant my family donated the library. That's not punishment for today. It's pattern. David Hale tries again. Your Honor, my client acknowledges she could have handled this better. She's prepared to pay the fines and move forward. Mr. Hale, paying a fine doesn't teach anything except how to write a check. I want to understand what happened. Miss Ashford, walk met rough Wednesday morning. Victoria exhales audibly annoyed. I parked in front of a pharmacy on Hope Street. I was inside maybe 10 minutes. When I came out, there was a ticket on my windshield. I tore it up. I didn't think it was valid. You parked in a disabled and van-accessible space. No one was using it. That's not the question. You parked in a space marked with the international symbol of access and diagonal striping. Correct? Yes. But it was empty. No harm, no foul. Miss Ashford, harm isn't just collision. It's denial. Let me read you one line from a written statement submitted by Laura Bennett, a mother who arrived at that pharmacy at 9:51 a. The ramp could not lower. My daughter missed her therapy window. Victoria waves a hand. That's not my fault. She could have parked somewhere else. David Hale objects. Your Honor, we're reintroducing emotional context that isn't material to the citation. Counselor, access denial is the material fact. Miss Bennett's daughter uses a wheelchair. She couldn't access the building because your client blocked the only van-accessible space. That's not emotional. That's factual harm. Caprio turns to the officer standing near the side wall. Officer Romano, please read your narrative into the record. Officer Leah Romano steps forward, calm and precise. At 9:42 a.m., I observed a silver luxury sedan parked in a van-accessible space in front of Hope Street Pharmacy. The space was marked with appropriate signage and diagonal access striping. The vehicle had no disabled plaquered or license plate. I issued a citation and placed it on the windshield. At 9:53 a.m., I observed the driver, later identified as Victoria Ashford, exit the pharmacy, remove the citation from the windshield, tear it in half, and discard it on the sidewalk. I approached and informed her of the violation. She stated, "This is ridiculous. Do you know who I am?" When I explained the citation was valid, she stated, then write another one. My family funds this city. Caprio pauses. Officer Romano, did you perceive that statement as intimidation? Yes, Your Honor. Victoria leans forward. That was sarcasm. I was annoyed. Let's hear it. Officer Dantes, play the bodycam audio, just the relevant exchange. A brief hiss of static. Then Victoria's voice, clipped and dismissive. My family funds this city. Caprio lets the silence hold for a moment. Miss Ashford, your father is Marcus Ashford, founder of Ashford Innovations. Correct? Yes. And your family has made significant philanthropic contributions to Providence, including to municipal projects, correct? Yes. And when you said, my family funds this city, what did you mean? I meant we support the community. Officer Romano, how did you interpret it? As leverage, Your Honor, an implied consequence for writing the citation. Sarcasm doesn't lower ramps, Miss Ashford. Caprio turns to his clerk, Miss Reyes. Were there any contacts taught his court regarding this case prior to today's hearing? The clerk flips through a log. Yes, Your Honor. 2 incoming calls and 1 voicemail, all from a number registered to Ashford Innovations Donor Relations. Timestamps, first call at 10:18 a.m. Second call at 10:47 a.m. Voicemail left at 11:12 a.m. Additionally, we received an email from a civic philanthropy liaison at 10:52 a.m. Referencing a quiet resolution, read the email into the record. The clerk reads, Subject Case 24-10847 Resolution. Body. We understand a citation was issued this morning to a member of the Ashford family. Given the family's long-standing support of municipal initiatives, we'd like to discuss options for resolving this matter quietly and efficiently before it proceeds. Please contact us at your earliest convenience. David Hale is on his feet. Your Honor, my client is not responsible for communications from her family's foundation. This is irrelevant, overruled. Pressures on process are relevant when logged. I'm not accusing anyone of criminal conduct. In documenting facts on the record, Victoria shifts in her seat. I didn't ask them to call. Maybe not. But someone thought it would help. Let me lay out Atomaline. Citation issued at 9:42 a.m. First call from Ashford Innovations at 10:18. That's 36 minutes. Email sent at 10:52 a.m. Someone moved fast. Caprio looks at clerk again. Is Miss Laura Bennett available to give a brief statement? She's, Your Honor, by phone. Put her through. A woman's voice, steady but strained, fills the speaker. Thank you, Your Honor. My daughter has cerebral palsy. She receives physical therapy twice a week. Wednesday was a critical session. We arrived at the pharmacy at 9:51 to pick up her medication before therapy. The van accessible space was blocked. I couldn't lower the side entry ramp. By the time we found another spot and got inside, we'd missed the first 20 minutes of therapy. The therapist had tore a skidoo. Access is infrastructure. It's not optional. Victoria mutters something under her breath. Caprio catches it. Miss Ashford, if you have something to say it clearly. I said it was 10 minutes. 10 minutes is a therapy window, Miss Ashford. Miss Bennett, thank you, your statement is on the record. The line clicks off. Caprio picks up another document. Miss Reyes, these are the 3 summons notices sent to Miss Ashford's residence. Can you confirm delivery? Yes, Your Honor. First notice mailed October 2nd. Signed for October 4th. Second notice mailed October 16th, signed for October 18th. Final notice mailed October 30th, signed for November 1st. All 3 were signed by V. Ashford per V. Ashford. Victoria's jaw tightens. My assistant signs for things but you knew about them, correct? I didn't read every piece of mail. Miss Ashford, 3 certified notices over 4 weeks. That's not oversight. That's pattern. David Hale stands again, slower this time. Your Honor, given the Ashford family's role in municipal philanthropy, we request that the remainder of this hearing be handled off the public calendar. Public proceedings could create unnecessary complications for ongoing civic partnerships. Mr. Hale, sunlight is fairness. We're staying on the record. Caprio fixes Victoria with a calm, steady gaze. I'm going to ask you 3 yes or no questions. Did you park in a disabled and inaccessible space without authorization? Yes. Did you tear up the citation and discard it? Yes. Did you ignore 3 summons notices? Victoria hesitates. I didn't think they were serious. That's not a no. Did you ignore them? Yes. Your Honor, this is absurd. Victoria's voice rises. My family has donated millions to this city. We fund programs. We support infrastructure. You wouldn't have half your budget without us. Ms. Ashford. Donations don't purchase exemptions. They should purchase some respect. Do you know how much my father contributes to municipal operations? Your salary is paid by taxpayers like us. David Hale stands quickly. Your Honor, my client is I own you. The words hang in the air. 5 seconds, 7, 10, 12. That was the moment money ran out of jurisdiction. No one moves. No one speaks. Victoria stares at bench, realizing too late what she said. David Hale's face goes pale. Officer Romano stands still near the wall. Then Caprio speaks quietly. Miss Ashford, you own nothing in this courtroom. Not the process, not the outcome, not me. Here's my finding. The evidence supports all 4 charges. Officer Romano's narrative is credible and corroborated by bodycam audio, fixed camera lot photographs, the torn citation, 3 delivery confirmed summons notices, and the timeline of foundation calls and emails. Miss Ashford parked in a disabled and inaccessible space, denying critical access to a family with mobility needs. She destroyed a citation. She ignored 3 summons notices over 4 weeks. She